Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So as I was saying, for the waterfall and agile model, the whole story of why we have both and what they are suited to is what I'm trying to explain. Like for construction project, as I said, it's important that you use methodology like waterfall model. It's very important because you need to know what else everything must be planned and set from start to finish. Because to make change is not easy, in those type of projects. But when it comes to software development project, change happen on the fly. Business become very competitive on the fly. Business are winning today. There's another business happening immediately that they are doing better features than you, and you need to stay competitive. So you need to be able to iterate fast, add more features on the fly, right? So for you to be able to do all those things, you need to be able to add features more. So for example, if I own an IT company, we're going to develop a solution that will help people make payment. For example, maybe what payment do we make? Maybe make which product I'm not really familiar with. So let's say Coles, for example, they have an application where there is self-service, right? Where you can just go scan your product and then pay. Let's say, for example, that solution did not have POS attached to it where you can pay. And what has that solution? Coles management will be discussing, people go and do self-service checkout in Woolworth. Why are we not doing that? Because of that, customers are going more to shop in Woolworth because even if they don't have cash, they can actually pay with their card easily. And even if we don't have staff, we can still run because there's that option of self-service. You begin to see that competitive, discussion on why product, and we know that there's some shopping centers that probably do not have self-service checkout today. And what that means for that, company or whatever means that they will not be very competitive. It means if somebody does not have cash, they can't really shop and they will be losing business, right? So the whole software development process is, uses Agile so that you can add features on the fly and stay competitive. That's one of the reasons why, right? It encourages change because you can make changes to applications, and it is very important that you're able to make changes quickly. So when you have a product that you need to build, for example, you don't want to stay and plan everything you need to do about that project from start to finish before you start implementing that project or product. Because if you say, before I release this product in 1 year, this project will take 1 year to release. And we want to make sure we plan using that waterfall that I described earlier. We want to plan a project to finish 1 year, right? And we have another company that says we would work in an agile way. Yes, this product will take 1 year. This is our roadmap. It will take 1 year. But because we want to work in an agile way, we will develop features and release features on an iterative, way, on an agile way. That means we continually, release products so much that our customers are already receiving the value. Let me use construction again, for example. And this is probably a bad example, but let's just say we have a project to build 10 houses in Launceston, for example. And right, we want to build 10 houses. Or let me not use construction. We want to build an application that would help us send money to Nigeria, right? And we want this application to be able to send conversion of rate, this application to be able to send money in Naira. Sorry, can we mute? So we want this application to be able to do conversion. We want this application to be able to send money in Naira, pounds, and maybe USD, for example. Now, if I'm the CTO of that company, I'll say, okay, where a majority of my customers going to be, in this case, is Nigeria. I want to send money back home. Yes, I have some family member in US and I have some family member in UK that need pounds or need USD. But majority of people that I want to send black tax to are in Nigeria. So we know that, okay, and I talk to my dev team, they now say, okay, we need 1 year to develop this application. Because I'm used to working in Agile, I will say, okay, what are the important things that we need to build? That will be our MVP, like the minimum viable product, right? That we need to build to be able to send money to Nigeria first. We can add sending to UK and send to US later, but because the biggest market share I have is in Nigeria first, let's deliver the solution that will send money to Nigeria. Let's deliver that one, right? In about 6 months, we should be able to deliver down. So what do? We start building, the login part. Yes, we build the app, we do the UI, we build the UI basically is where you interact, your user interaction and all of that. It can be your app, it can be your web, it can be Android, POS, whatever, and then the next thing will now be the features. This feature should be able to obviously convert AUD to Naira, right? And then the next thing is to be able to send this money to Nigeria. It means that you can validate account, Nigerian account number, things like that. You can integrate to Nigerian banks so that money can get into, the person's Naira account in Nigeria. Not a case of somebody has to go and meet somebody else that have AUD, account in Nigeria to go and collect that money in Naira. That would be madness in this day. That kind of thing. I'm just trying to give you a picture of, why Agile is used, why waterfall is more appropriate in some projects, the industry that use more of Agile, industry that use more of, traditional way. In this case, you can see that waterfall is more suited to construction, why Agile is more suited to software development. And that's why we are here, basically. So because we are likely to work with software development organization, and their way might be a bit of Agile, a bit of traditional way of working, because in some organization, they can even do waterfall because maybe they have a small product that they are just maintaining. They know what they need to do end to end, and it takes maybe 1 month or 2 weeks to implement those things. Here, you can then use your waterfall model where you develop all the plan, all the requirements from start to finish, and you implement. But when it's spanning more than 6 months, just use Agile because you can release things and increase and give to the market. What that helps you do also is now, because you've gone live in Nigeria, maybe there was something or there's an error, there's a bug that needs to be fixed. You can get that feedback from Nigerian user can say, yes, we get our money in Naira. However, your rate is small or whatever, or every time we log in, there's an issue, there's an error message. We can quickly now say, okay, in the next sprint, we must fix this error first before we go to try to do the UK people and the US people. That is where prioritization comes in as well. You understand? So when you hear prioritization, this is basically it. Excuse me. I hope you are following. Any questions so far? We'll go to the Azure DevOps, but I just want to build that story so that you can now relate to why we use this board actually to track anything and the usefulness. Do we understand? Let me just get a thumbs up or something just to know that I'm not.
Yeah, sure. We understand.
Yeah, makes sense.
You're making sense, okay.
And this Wenger,
Yeah.
this is still the same reason and whatever it has portrayed, or it's still the same thing why we use Jira. It's to create that visibility and all those transparency in a workplace as well. So if you're not working, people knows that you're not working.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, for Jira, for Asana, for Trello, other boards that are available, it is the same reason in an agile environment. So prioritization, as I was saying in my story, so we can now say, okay, because this error is happening now, we're already live. Our Nigerian customers are saying every time we log into your app, there's an issue. But we have another app that's doing the same thing, but they have a seamless experience. There's no issue. You as a company, you now think that, does it make sense to go and be building another feature for people in UK when the people in Nigeria are suffering this error and they will probably leave our solution soon? The BA will now say, no, we will lose business if we continue like this and wait for maybe 2-3 more iterations before we fix this error. The next thing in our sprint should be, let's think about to fix this production error. Let's think about how we will fix this production error. Sorry. So, let's think about how to fix this production error so that we'll stay in business before we even deliver the new features that we're talking about. Do you understand? So that's this little concept of how prioritization is done as a BA, as a Scrum Master, whatever. And I must say this, if you're working as a BA, a PO, a product manager, a Scrum Master, you need this understanding of prioritization, whatever the case may be. Is prioritizing weighing interests. We all prioritize in our daily lives, right? We prioritize if we should spend money on X thing against another thing. We prioritize if we should buy food, groceries, or we should go and spend that money out and eat. It's the same concept. So everything we're talking about is not difficult. So when you get an understanding of the product you want to build, right? And you begin to think about the features, the epics, right? And how do you get insight about the epics? You can interview people, the business users, people that actually use the product, or people that would be using the product. So for example, as I mentioned, if we went to build that app that would help with sending money to Nigeria, who am I supposed to talk to, right? I will talk to people living in Nigeria and say, oh, hey, when you want to get money, or people living in Australia, I say, oh, when you want to send money home, how do you go about it? And some people will say, well, I contact somebody and they give me rate. Some people will say, I know one app that I use. So you interview and get understanding of how they do the process, right? From there, you can begin to form requirements based on that understanding. Like, okay, since they said they talk to somebody, that means that conversion of your AUD to Naira conversion feature is very important, because you need to know the rate before you can send Naira equivalent, right? And we also need to factor that rate changes. It is not static. The rate changes over time based on market forces. So you basically put that on that. Change this rate is not static, right? So that's the way you think about it. So with that understanding, I'm hoping that I've given a bit of background about why we use Agile against waterfall, a bit of prioritization, and I think I spoke about roadmap earlier on. So we can now go back to backlogs, right? So this is Azure DevOps now, with our understanding. Now let's role play. Let's imagine that we are all in a team. We are in this is our company name is Nigeria. What's the name of this group? Nigeria IT Company, right? And in this case, let's say I'm the BA or I'm the product owner, and you guys are my colleagues. In this case, I will assign roles to some people. Precious, you are my dev team. You are my developer. You are my front-end developer. Tosin, if you are here, let me see who are here. Sorry, I just want you to all relate and.
I'm still here.
Okay, Tosin. Tosin is my back-end developer. Maybe Aliu is my tester. Edet is my manager, like our stakeholder in the business.
SME.
Idode is our CEO of our company. This is our Nigeria IT company, our manager. You're the one that give us money to be able to run and build this application. So of course you want result. Emmanuel is our developer as well. Victor is our tester. Folari is our developer, is our front-end developer. Who have I now as? Sorry.
Nnamdi and Victor.
Nnamdi is our sales manager, right? Nnamdi is about numbers. You need to ensure that, we can sell this product to people to use in Australia, so that this product is the product that people use to send money. Everybody that are sending money to Nigeria, we want to ensure that we take the market share.
Sales and marketing.
Sales and marketing. Then who have I now assigned tasks to?
Ladele.
Ladele. Ladele is our solution architect. No. Precious, you are actually our solution architect, right? Ladele is one of our developers. Precious, you are a solution architect, right? So guys, we have all our team. We have the company team MD. Obviously, this product must be a success. We have Nnamdi as our sales and marketing manager. Following developer, we have tester Aliu. The other guys, please, I mentioned your name to do one or two things. So, sorry. Right, so are we all happy with our roles? Sorry, Abdu, you're our lead developer. Abdu, are you here?
Yes. I was about to speak now. I want to join with my phone because I told Precious I actually have another meeting by 3, so I'm driving there now. So I'll join with my phone though. So
No worries. Just join passively. It's fine.
yeah, all right, thank you.
Do we all have a role now? I want everybody to. This is our complaint, and this is
Yes.
Now, so I've said I'm the product owner, product manager, whatever. So now I've come to Idode and I've pitched this solution that, sir, we want to build a solution to send money to Nigeria. We see that there's a problem in this market where we don't really have a lot of applications that Nigerians that live in Australia can send money home easily. What I've noticed in my experience is that many people that want to send money, they speak to maybe someone to convert and all of it. It's a manual kind of process. So we want to build an app that will solve this problem. The officer will say, okay, what do you need? So I will say, okay, the officer will say that, what is the business case, right? Like, why should we do this? I say, okay, if we build this solution successfully, to build this solution, we need about 10 million AUD, and to get the resourcing, the people that work on this thing for, and I've done a roadmap. So I want to do a roadmap now. Does this thing have roadmap?
Azure doesn't have roadmap.
Okay, yes. So Azure does not have roadmap, but let's pretend that there's a roadmap. The roadmap is that we want to build this app. This app is, of course, a transaction or Forex exchange transaction app. And in the first 3 months, I want to be able to build all the authentication, which is the user login, all of that stuff, all of that user authentication, integration to Nigerian banks, for example, integration to a service that will help us with converting our exchange like AUD to Naira. And then the last part is the sending API to send money to Nigeria. That will be the last feature of, those are the epics for the roadmap, and it will take 6 months, right? So so we understand that. I'm telling Idode that we need 10 million AUD to do this, to get our resourcing and everything all together, right? Idode, do you agree? And I feel that if
yes, Proton, I agree.
yeah, so if we build this solution correctly, we will be able to make net profit of 500,000 AUD every 2 months, or every quarter, because we are just starting and we've not broken even. So we'll be able to make net profit of, let's be realistic, of 25,000 AUD every month. Does that make sense for you to invest your 10 million AUD now? Idode.
That wouldn't really make sense.
But it will make sense.
5,000. That all depends on, okay,
Yeah.
it depends on the long term.
The projection.
Yeah. So I want to tell you, this is just before we break even. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
When we break even, our net profit will rise to 2 million per month. Does that make sense for you?
A lot of sense.
Right. So we're doing this project. So Idode will give us that check of 10 million now. So now I want to form my team. I'm calling Precious solution architect, right? And I'm calling Abdul my lead developer. And second lead developer is Tosin. Tosin, we need 2 more front-end developer. We need 2 more QA. We need what else we need? I think that's all we need. We need UX guy. We need 1 UX person.
We need DevOps engineer.
We need DevOps engineer. Who did I not assign role to?
Victor, I think.
Okay, Victor will be our DevOps engineer.
Okay, I can do the engineering.
No, Victor, do the DevOps engineer, and then who help us do the UX UI? Who have edit? Did I give you something?
The developers can be in, then they can be part of the developers. Then.
So edit is our UI UX guy. So we have our complete team. We have hired all of you. We've agreed on salary plan. So we all come to work. Yeah. So guys, we're here now. The tools we use is Azure DevOps. For the people that are not familiar with this, don't worry, I'll show you around and all of that. So I've explained our backlog roadmap. We need to deliver value. We need to deliver this solution in 6 months. However, we need to deliver, iteratively every 2 weeks. That will be our own cadence for this team. And that is so that we can really show value, get feedback on the features we deliver, show our stakeholder, get value and see what's working, adapt, inspect quickly before we go and run into trouble. Because our manager, Idode, has invested this money, is expecting return. If we don't deliver, there will be problem and we might be sacked. We all don't want to be sacked, right? So good. So let's get to it. I'll create the user stories, right? I have the board, I have the roadmap. I've already told you guys what we want to do. So I'll create some user stories, and me and the lead guys will first prioritize it. And then after we prioritize, we would now start breaking things down for people to actually use, right? So my lead developer, so the backlog I'm thinking about, I think we need to authenticate, obviously, we need to authenticate our users, right? So as the user, I want to be able to authenticate its customer account. so that the account is not confirmed. So it's not perfect, but at least you get the idea of what we're trying to say here, right? And because we are not all familiar with this board first, let me show you how to use this board well. So to use this board, right, you can see the user stories that work items that are created here. There are 2 at this point, right? And then for us, we can see we have description, we have acceptance criteria, we have discussion here. We have priority, like what is the priority of this issue? We have the work item type is an issue because I've created it as an issue, for example. It can be user story as well, but that's in configuration. I think I'll go there.
I think you use the basic one, so
yeah,
you're not having the features and the big stuff.
Yes, so
Probably just create a new project so you can have the one with the full.
Just story points on Azure.
Yeah, so basically I want to configure a few more things, right? On this board. I need to go to the overview settings.
Create a new project maybe so you can define it in Scrum or in Agile flow.
Actually, I can use this one still. I can use this. Okay, so first, let's quickly do this. If you want to add fields, you can do that by adding fields here. The different type of fields you want to add, you can add it here. Resolved by, there are different fields that we, depending on what we want, really. Let me see, let me add created dates. I think that would be useful. Let me add what else? Effort for estimation. Let me add one more to go fast, because I want us to do that role play. And what else? What else is important here? Can put the iteration part. Let's see. Does it take effect? Didn't take effect. Why? Okay, let me see. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to. Okay, let's try this first. So columns. So this is showing the different stages where the issues are, like where the user stories come. So let's configure a few things here. Let's add in progress, in review. So we can call this in progress or in dev, whatever works for us. In dev means in development. The last one is always done. We can change this to code in QA or testing. We can add almost say in ready for testing. Okay, right. So you can see that the column has changed. So what this means is any issue that we have not started, right? We can put it here. Actually, let me add approve So because I want to approve some issues before we start working on them, right? So we can have to do approved in review in development. Sorry, let me move this in review to after in development. So you can see how I'm reviewing it. I'll be revising it. So the progression is we have things to do. Now, when we discuss in our sprint planning, we can agree the one that we want to work on and put it in. Anyone we agree to work on, put into approve. When the developer starts working on it, or if it's BA or whoever is working on it, we move it to in progress or in development. And because it's always good that this meeting will end, we'll just come back with the same link for the last part of the session. So when this will end in a minute, so sorry. So when a developer is working on it, is in development, or if a BA or if a tester, or not tester, but if a developer or BA is working on it in progress or in development, when they move it to in review, it means that maybe there's a peer review. It's always good to review what somebody else has done so that, you know, there are things that they might not check, or there are the code best practice that they might not have followed. Another developer can quickly point that out. And then after it's reviewed, it can be pushed for ready for testing. The QA will come to this column